Hello and welcome to tonight's show.
Sometimes in life, you just don't know who's your friend or who's your foe, or who's your enemy and who's not your enemy. In this particular story, I will be talking about the situation of a time when I was being jumped by Crip gang members and I was saved by other Crip gang members. So let's get into this topic on the shit show. This story I'm about to tell, I know my homeboys for a fact would not want to hear this story, but it is a true story, and I just want to tell it. Back then, the year was 1988. I was 16 years old, and I got kicked out of all of the schools in Pasadena. I refused to go to John Muir, and I refused to go to Blair High School. It was Pasadena High School on mines or nothing. I ended up going to Foothill High, ended up getting into some fights with some gang members up at that school, ended up getting kicked out of that school. I had to move with my mom to Rialto, California. So I'm thinking my mom is moving me out here in the boondocks. I go into this neighborhood. Our neighborhood is filled with all Caucasian people. It was a few black couples in the neighborhood, but it was 95% Caucasian. So I'm thinking, damn, my mama finna send me to this all-white school, which was Eisenhower High School at the time. So I'm not thinking nothing, you know. I would go to school with all red on and red Levi's, red Fila's, white t-shirt, red hat, red belt, red rag. That's how I really got down. And then I ran into the homie West because he had the same issues that I had. He got kicked out of every school out in Pasadena for gang banging and fighting. So he had to, his pops ended up moving to Rialto, and he moved out there to Rialto with his pops. Make a long story short, as time went on, and after so many fights that I had up at that high school with so many Crips, grown and people my age, I was going home. So let me tell you the backstory of this. There was a girl at our school that I used to like, and every Saturday when Soul Train came on, she used to come to my house with her homegirl, and she would braid my hair every Saturday faithfully. Okay, so now there was a Crip dude. He was from Hoover, and he liked this girl, and he would get pissed off because she would always braid my hair, and she wasn't even messing with him at the time. But instead of me taking it a little faster and trying to make her my girl, I was just trying to be all too smooth, and she ended up going out with him. and he ended up finally getting her to be his girl. So when that happened, all the hair braiding on Saturday stopped. So I'm like, damn, all right, cool. So fast forward, it's time to go home. I had a 1977 Cutlass Supreme, but my car was down, so I had to walk to catch the bus. Understand? I got on. Oh man, look what I have on that day. I had some red shoes, tan khakis, red belt, red shirt, red hat. So I'm walking down Baseline going towards Willow because I had to catch the bus right there on Riverside and Baseline. So as soon as I walk out down the walkway and I bust that left to go outside the gate where the football field is, I get towards the middle of where the football field is, and then I see a car full of Crips. They throw up their gang signs, and I'm like, shit. They go up to Lilac, they make a U-turn, and they come wreck around, and they hopped out the car on me. Cuz, where you from? I'm from Pasadena, Devil Lane, Blood Gang. What's happening? And the fight started. One of the dudes just fired on me. Bam! He knocked me all into the gate. Boom, 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 boom. They got me on the gate. They whooping my ass. I'm getting jumped. I'm by myself. I'm getting jumped. I'm really getting jumped. But I'm swinging back. I'm fighting back. I'm fighting back. And then out of the blue, I hear old girl tell her dude from Hoover, don't let them do him like that. You better go over there and go help him. So he ran over there and he called a couple of his crip homies. Swear to God, true story, man. And them niggas, they helped me get down and fight these dudes. So when it was fair, we ended up putting hands on these dudes and whooping these dudes' ass. After that, me and this dude from Hoover, we became cool. We became good friends, man. We became close friends. And it came to find out that he only stayed right down the street from my house. And I used to go to his house. He used to come to my house. His little brothers, they used to come to my house to play Nintendo. And they was little baby lokes. And everything was cool. We didn't have no problems, no issues. Now I didn't go back and tell the homies nothing like that. I mean, I'm like that. I can't go back to the hood and say nothing like that. The homies might not accept nothing like that. But I accepted it. And we didn't look at each other as gang members after that. We looked at each other like we were brothers. We looked at each other like we was family. And unfortunately, when I went to jail in 1990 and I got out, he ended up getting killed. Him and a friend of his was pulling a robbery at a store, and from what I heard, his homeboy got wounded, and he went back to go help his homeboy to pick his homeboy up, and he picked him up to take him up out of the store. And the owner of the store came with a pistol and shot him in the back of the head, and he killed him. And then later on down the line, His one of his younger brothers ended up getting killed, but before that, they ended up losing their older brother. And their older brother, he used to bang with the essays. He didn't bang with a black gang. He banged with the essays. But yeah, that's a true story, man. A Hoover crip. I ain't gonna say which one or which street or none of that, but he was from Hoover, and that Hoover crip, he saved my life, homie. You know what I'm saying? And may he rest in peace. I ain't gonna say his name. His name don't need to be said. And that's just one of the many stories that I got into my archives of what goes on and how it goes down and how it used to go down growing up as a kid. I'm out of here. Peace.